Good morning. Welcome to Pilates. I'm Leslie Slavin, and I'm here to guide you in a basic Pilates class. All you really need is a mat. I'm using my tower, and a pair of hand weights, maybe 1 or 2 pounds. I'd just like you to remember to take care of yourselves and to make sure you're feeling right in the exercise, meaning that you're feeling balanced, because that's what Pilates is all about. We're seeking to find balance in these bodies of ours. We're all built differently, so we're all at different levels. So just be true to yourself and try to maintain balance both in the front of your body, the back of your body, and the sides of your body. Okay, so if you have any neck issues or if you have osteoporosis, you may not want to be doing a lot of flexion or any flexion, so you can always keep your head on the mat. All right, so let's get started. We will just lie down on our backs, center of the mat, and just take a moment to just see what that feels like. Start by noticing your breath. And then deepen your breath to start to practice diaphragmatic breathing, which is part of your core that we use in Pilates. So inhale for about a count of 5. And exhale for about a count of 6 or 7 to really empty out. You might just want to fidget around a little bit until you feel your spine in as balanced place as it can be, meaning you can feel maybe the sides of your hip bones on the mat or your shoulders on the mat. Maybe you could get a sense of trying to feel them equally. And then let's just start to warm up with some simple knee sway. So bring the edges of your feet to touch and your knees to touch. Take a breath and maybe move your arms out to the sides a little bit for support. And just take your knees to the side just a little bit. Don't let your feet come off the mat. And we'll just go to the other side. So we'll inhale to the side and exhale back to center. And you'll feel the top knee slide down the leg a little bit. And now, as you bring it back, try to activate your core. So pull these muscles in, down towards the mat as you come up. So pull these muscles down. The muscles that are maybe an inch in from your hip points are the ones we're after. Okay, enough of that. So now separate your feet just a little bit, so they're about 3 inches apart, so that the heels of your feet are in alignment with your front hip points as well as your sit bones. And walk your fingers down towards your feet so your shoulders are away from your ears. And let's begin to talk about the core. So lift your pelvic floor up and wrap your muscles around your waist as if you want to get into some really skinny jeans. And then also lace up your front ribs like you're wearing a corset. And then using all of those core muscles to keep this pelvis absolutely stable, let's just lift the right foot up a little bit and put it down, and the left foot. And just notice the parts of your body touching the mat. Let's just do a couple more of these on each side. One more set. Okay, let's talk about neutrals. But first, let's just rock the spine. So as you exhale, draw your lower back to the mat and lift your sitting bones a tiny bit off the mat. Then as you inhale, create a little space under your lower back and draw your sitting bones and your tailbone down. And again, exhale, tucking, and breath in, arching a little bit. And then let's find that in-between place that we call neutral. So you're not really tucked and you're not really arched, but there's just a natural curve under your lower back, just a tiny space. Maybe you can fit your hand under a little bit, but then lace up those ribs and drop the bottom of the ribs. The space gets a little smaller, but you don't lose it. You can even check in with your pelvis by making a triangle with your hands and using the heels of your hands on your hip points and the index fingers on your pubic bone and see if they're level. If your habitual way is to have your sitting bones a little bit lower than not your sitting bones, but your hip points lower than your pubic bone, and you feel your lower back really imprinted on the mat, you can work that way. That's more of classical Pilates, and everybody's built differently. If you have any back issues, that's a nice place to be because you're supported. But if you're more into contemporary Pilates and your back is fine, you'd want to work in neutral pelvis where there is that natural curve. Okay, so drop the ribs, drop the shoulders, and let's just reach the arms up, palms facing each other, and just explore the shoulder movement a little bit. Reach the hands to try to touch the ceiling and feel your shoulder blades come off the mat and come around the sides of your body a bit. And then drop them down, feel them come a little closer together and down to the mat. Just do that a few times. Reach and retract. So let's try to keep them retracted. So keep the shoulder blades on the mat and broad across the collarbone. And then we'll come into a dead bug position to start for hundreds. So in the hundreds, you're in a little bit of a curve, so you very well might want to bring your lower back to the mat. And you want to create a long, smooth curve in your spine. So coming to dead bug, take a breath in to prepare, activate all of your core muscles we just talked about. And on your exhale, nod and curl your head and upper body up and straighten out your legs. Turn your palms to face down. Legs are in Pilates stance. And let's begin to just pulse those arms rapidly. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it going. We want about 10 of these. We don't want the chin to be dropped to the chest. We want a little space there. And we want to feel this lengthening. I think we're probably about 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't lose your core. Pull it in a little more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Good, and rest. Relax your head, maybe go side to side. Good. Let's bring the feet down and stretch the legs out long in a Pilates stance. Hug those inner thighs together. They're part of your core, as well as lifting the pelvic floor, tightening up the waist, and bracing yourself by lacing up the corset. Press the shoulder blades down to the mat, the hands down to the mat, and lift the right leg up, keeping the thigh rotated outward. And go across the body first, down towards the floor, out to the sides and back. This could start out really small or larger if you're more experience. The whole thing is to keep the pelvis absolutely still as you circle this leg around in this one direction about 7 to 10 times. Still breathing. And let's reverse it. Maintain your neutral pelvis, your shoulders. Stay corseted, stay stable. Good, let's draw that shin in to your chest, point and flex at your ankle joint. Circle it around one direction a few times, and then the other direction. And stretch that leg out. Lift the other leg. If this is uncomfortable, you can always keep the opposite leg and knee bend. But remember also to keep this thigh bone rotated outwardly within the hip socket and try to keep those sitting bones firmly on the mat. Let's go cross, down, out, and up. Inhale, cross and down. Exhale, out and up. And working on your stability by really activating all those core muscles. Nice smooth circles. Stay focused. 7 to 10. And let's reverse it. And after 7 to 10, you can draw that shin in, pull that leg downward, point and flex at your ankle joint. Circle it around in one direction and the other direction. Okay, so let's bring both knees in now and try to find your neutrals even here when you're pulled in. Bring your hands on top of your right knee, interlace your fingers, relax your shoulders. And when you're ready for single leg stretch, on your exhale, nod and curl your head and upper body up and straighten out your left leg. My lower back's on the mat here. Pull, pull in and switch, pull, pull and switch. See if you can keep the heel, knee, and hip socket all in alignment. Maybe you can lift that upper body a little more. Keep that long rainbow curve of your spine here. Point your toes, reach far. One more set. And draw both knees in, relax your head. Walk your hands down to the middle of your shins for double leg stretch. Take a breath to prepare. Exhale to recruit your core. And come on up again. Inhale, reach far. Exhale, arms reach wide and pull yourself back into the ball shape. Legs stay together the whole time. Here's the third. Breathe, exhale in. And let's rest that head and neck. All right, let's do some lower left. So bring your arms by your sides, walk the fingers away so your shoulders are away from your ears. And you can even bring your hands to sort of hug under your rear to find that position and keep it stable the whole time. Heels are together, toes are apart in that Pilates stance. Core is really strong, activated. Don't move the core. If you need your lower back on the mat, fine. If you can be in neutral, that's fine too. Whatever it is, maintain the stability of your pelvis as you lower your legs into 3 distinct steps. And exhale, slowly bring it back to vertical. So inhale down on 3 small steps to start. Exhale. If you find your pelvis is still, challenge yourselves to go a little lower, but still make the steps even. Really controlled. Remember, Pilates was originally called Controlology by Joseph Pilates. So lots of control. Now, keeping the heels together, bend the knees, draw the knees in towards your shoulders, but not so much that your tail comes off the mat, right? So maintain your posture, your alignment, and that tilt of your pelvis. Okay, so this is frog. So stretch the legs out long first in a diagonal. This is starting and ending position. So bring the legs into frog. Straighten and separate, hug the legs together, and bring them up. So it's frog, wide, lower hug, and bring it up. Frog, wide, lower, and up. Frog, wide, and let's reverse. So lower, wide, frog, and up. Can you maintain stability doing this? Make it smaller if you can't. Lower, wide, frog, straight up. Lower, wide, frog, straight up. And lower, wide, frog, straight up. All right, give yourselves a hug. Bring your hands under your thighs and rock yourselves up to sitting for spine stretch forward. So sit up nice and tall. If you need to sit on a block or two, go for it. Otherwise, find yourself in neutral pelvis here. And again, don't flare those ribs. I have a tendency to do that myself, so I'm going to bring them back, okay? So find your best posture so your ears align over your shoulders and those hip bones. And let's just start with the hands right here on the mat by your sides. Take a breath in and just a little nod and rounding. Really start the rounding in your rib cage. So there are 12 ribs, so one rib at a time. Round through that as you reach your arms forward. When you can't reach any further without losing that neutral pelvis, then restack the bones. Sit in your best posture, lift your arms up, circle them around, and let's start again. Rounding just through the rib cage. Restacking them. Trying to maintain your best posture the whole time. One more time. Restack, and lift the heart up a little bit higher this time to a little bit of an upper back bend. All right, separate the feet the width of your mat, pull the flesh out from under your sitting bones. You can be still sitting on bricks if you need to. We still want to maintain that neutral pelvis the whole time. Okay, so reach wide, take a breath in, and twist through the rib cage. Take another breath in, and same as we just did before. Round through the rib cage, but stay neutral in the pelvis. Look back at that backhand. Reach a little further and a little further. And come all the way back up to your best posture and untwist. Other side. Twisting and rounding only through the rib cage. Look back. Make sure that both sitting bones are equally pressing down into the mat. And then come on up to your best posture and center. 2 more sets. Twisting and rounding through the rib cage. Reach a little further. Keep that sitting bone, both of them on the mat. And rise back up and untwist and twisting and rounding. Reach, 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 maintaining stability. Challenging yourself, going a little further maybe. or not. Remember, just reaching towards your foot's the goal. You don't have to actually touch the foot. Last one. All right, let's bring the legs back together. Come off your bricks if you're on them, and come back onto your backs for corkscrew. So, refine your alignment, your neutral pelvis, your corseted ribs, your neutral scapula, and bring the legs in and then up to the ceiling in a Pilates stance. Lower back is coming to the mat here. Take a breath in to prepare. And let's draw the legs in, around, and back. Let's go in the other direction. So notice I'm allowing my pelvis to move here. So play with that. Now keep the shoulder blades and the length of the arms pressed down into the mat. When you come back to center, lift the lower body up. And then go in the other direction. So use your core to do this. Try not to use your arms and shoulders so much. I had to back away a little bit. I was definitely overusing my shoulders that time. A little better here. So really pull these muscles in, especially very close to the pubic bone. Get down and deep. One more time. Good, draw the knees in, give yourselves a big hug. And let's bring the feet to the mat, bring them to one side, bring the hips to one side, and let's come onto our bellies for swan prep. So, I'm hovering my head just above the mat. I've got my hands beside my shoulders. I'm hugging my legs towards midline. I'm pressing my two pubic bones down into the mat. That's really important. Pressing the two pubic bones in the mat, seeking neutral in my pelvis to protect my lower back. So I also want to keep the back of my neck long. So I lift the hands and lift the upper body up and come all the way back. Let's do that again. Hands, upper body, and lower. If this is hard, you can just bring your elbows to the mat and use your arms to help you lift your upper body up. But eventually, you want to be able to use your back muscles to do the lifting. So lift the hands, lengthen the upper body, and lift it. It might be a small range of motion. Just do what feels right in your body. Don't hurt your back. Now, if this feels okay, bring your hands to the mat. Press yourselves up a little higher. Just the movement is in the rib cage. Then engage your core really well so that you can maintain it and lift the hands. And then you can just hold this for a few counts or reach your arms, circle them around, bend, and come back to the starting point. So again, hands lift, upper body lengthens first and lifts. Hands come to the mat to lift you higher. Engage the core, spread the curve evenly over the whole length of the back. No hinging of the neck, right? And then find the core strength you'll need so that you don't collapse once you lift your hands up. And reach and lower. And one more time, hands lift, upper body lengthens, away from the toes and lifts. Hands come to the mat, still growing long, lift a little higher. Really press those two pubic bones down. Lift the hands and either hold or reach and circle round and come all the way back. Slide your arms forward. Elbows are under the shoulders pretty much. You can make a fist with one hand and wrap the other hand around. If this is too much of a lift, just spread your elbows more and come down. Remember, always make it comfortable in your body. 2 pubic bones are pressing down, and really brace yourself so that you can corset those ribs. And let's kick, kick, and switch. Add the detail of the ankle joint. So pointing the toe and then flexing at the ankle joint. Stay broad across the collarbones, don't collapse. Stay strong in the core. Do the work and you're going to feel much more balance. It's worth it. Maintaining stability in the pelvis. All right, let's come down and do double leg kick. So start out, let's just turn your head so that your left cheek is on the mat, and walk your hands up your back, let your elbows fall to the side. And let's kick 3 times. Again, stability through the pelvis. And lift and reach. And other side, right cheek to the mat. And kick, kick, kick. And lift. Lengthen. Feel your shoulder blades come towards each other on your back. And come to the other side. Ankles and heels. And up. You can turn your palms to face down so that your upper arms are rotated out more and your shoulder blades are firmly on your back body. Maybe that can help you lift a little higher. Let's go to the other side. Kick, 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 and lengthen and lift into your extension. And hold, lift a little bit higher. One more set. And kick, kick, kick. Lengthen and lift. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. It's important to get that blood moving through your body. Let's hold this for 5. 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring your hands to the mat to support pushing yourself up. Engage your core and sit back in a shell shape. And take a rest. Take a breath. Okay, let's prepare for side lying series. So come to lie on your back, your hips and your shoulder in alignment with the back edge of the mat. You can support your head with your hand. And you can either have your knees bent. A little more challenging is to have your legs stretched out to the front corner of your mat. And even more challenging is to have the feet in alignment with the hips. So I'm going to have mine at the front corner of my mat. And I'm going to do my darndest to keep my nose in alignment with my breastbone and my belly button and my pubic bone. I'm going to keep this top shoulder directly over the bottom shoulder and my hip directly over the bottom hip. And I'll use my hand for support here, or I can bring it behind my head and really radiate my energy from my core out through my head and out through my feet. So let's see. Lift the leg parallel to the floor, flex the foot and kick, kick forward and swing back. You can really press down with your bottom foot to help stabilize. And maybe one more. Good. So with the legs still parallel, make that leg longer. Make sure you haven't collapsed into your waist like I just realized I did. So you should have a little space, a little pencil can go under your waist so that everything's in alignment. And let's just rotate that thigh bone within the hip socket downward. and outward. So inward and outward. And let's keep it rotated inward so my heel's actually higher than my toes. And let's lift that leg on 3 distinct steps and lower it. And again. Lift, 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 and lengthen and lower. One more time. Lift, 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 and lengthen and lower. Good. Relax the legs, bring them together. And then lift that leg again, parallel to the floor. Rotate the thigh outward this time. And bend the knee, point the toe, slide the foot along the leg for side passes. Lift the foot up to the ceiling, flex the foot, and lengthen it as you lower it. And 2 more times in this direction. And point, bend, slide, and lift, flex, lower. Let's reverse. So keep the leg straight as you lift it with a flexed foot. Bend the knee, point the toe, and slide it along the other leg. And again, point, bend, slide, and lengthen, lift, point, bend, slide. Let's lift it one more time and bring the foot to stand in front of the other leg. You can gather it up and draw it in and either hold it that way or maybe you can find a place where it can stay once you do that. So take a breath in. If this doesn't work, you can also let this knee come to the mat, or you can even bring the foot behind. Okay, see what works for you. And let's lift the bottom leg up and draw 5 smooth circles with that leg. Movement is just from the hip socket. And then reverse it for 5 more. Good, lay that leg down, stretch out the other leg on top, refine your alignment and your posture. Radiate your energy from your core outward, lift the top leg, and draw 5 circles there. And reverse it. Okay, so let's do some clamshells to work the glutes. So knees are up, the heels can be lifted or on the mat. And the bottom knee stays on the mat and you can slowly lift the top knee up like a clamshell. It's opening and slowly close it against resistance. If you do happen to have a Dynaband, it's great to put that around your thighs so that you can really work against resistance. But you can turn that on yourself as well. So see how much resistance you can add by making this a slow movement. And you really want to try to feel your glutes working, your rear. That was 6. Imagine there's a spring between your thighs. It's really hard to close it. And a really heavy Dynaband around your legs. So I think that was 10. I might have lost count. All right, come on up or just turn over to the other side. Align yourselves. You know, you can also do it from this position as long as the elbow is directly under your shoulder and your shoulders are aligned and your hips are aligned. Okay? So your way, set yourselves up. Lift the top leg and kick it forward, forward, and swing back. And kick, kick, and swing. Try to keep the shoulders and the whole upper body still. And just let that thigh bone excursion within the hip socket. Is my nose still in alignment with my breastbone belly button? Hope so. I'm trying. How about you? All right. So let's come to rest those legs. I'm going to lie back down. And, okay. It's another way you can do it. All right, lift the top leg again. Make it long. Make sure you don't lose that space right under your waist. Maintain all your core. And let's just rotate that thigh inward and outward, inward and outward, and keep it rotated inward. And lift that leg up on 3 distinct steps and lower it. And again, up, 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 and lower. And up, 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 and lower. Breathing, using your diaphragmatic breathing, filling up the back of your ribs, the sides of your ribs. And rest for a moment. Back to parallel, rotate the thigh outward, toes higher than the heel for side passes. So bend the knee, slide the foot along the leg, reach up, flex, and lengthen and lower. And 2 more in this direction. Point, bend, slide, lift, flex, lower. Reverse it. Lift with a flex foot, bend, point, slide. Flex, lift, bend, point, slide. Flex, lift, bend, point, slide. And let's just lift it and place that foot either in front or back, or let the knee fall. From here, try to maintain your best posture. Lift the bottom leg and draw your 5 smooth circles. Movement from the hip socket only. Concentrate. Make it smooth, continuous. And after 5, reverse it. Good. Straighten out the other leg. Make sure you haven't lost anything there. Lift the top leg and draw some circles there. And reverse them. Clamshells are next. So, dynabands or not, if you do it right around your thighs. And activate your core, lengthen your upper body, and just slowly lift the top knee and slowly lower it as if there's a spring between it. Up on a count of 4. 3, 2, 1, and down for 4. 3, 2, 1, again, up. Remember, you want to feel this in your rear, in your glute muscles. So this area's lifted and strong. Of course, you're also working on your outer thighs and your inner thighs as you close, as well as your core. So lots of control here. Stay focused, do the work, and you'll get the results. Strong, lean body, long, lean muscles. Let's do one more. All right, rest and find your way onto your back. Okay, so from here, let's just do some bridging. Walk your hands down towards your feet. Activate your core, lift your pelvis, narrow your waist, corset your ribs, drop the ribs down. Okay, let's have the edges of the feet touch and the knees touch so that we really activate the legs as well. And let's really find our neutrals to the best of our ability and keep them neutral as you just lever the pelvis off the mat and then lever it back down. So we're not articulating, right? But we're just coming up and going down. So in addition to activating all the core muscles, you're also really using these glutes, squeezing them just before you go up. So activate the core, squeeze the glutes, and lift up. And make sure you found a good place for your feet to be standing, ankles under the knees, so that when you can come up, you feel supported and you can stay here. Once you're here, straighten out your right leg with a pointed toe and keep this leg up, up. Flex the foot, lower, jacking the hips up a little bit higher. And again, up, up, flex and lower. And up, up, flex and lower. And let's switch sides. So first, jack those hips a little higher, grow the spine longer. Feel the knees reaching further away from your shoulders, which are planted. Your arms are planted. Straighten out your left leg, point the toes as you go up, up, flex and lower. And again, up, up, flex and lower. One more. And let's activate that core even more, grow a little bit longer, and come all the way back down. All right, so draw the knees into your chest, give yourselves a hug, hands come to the backs of the thighs, lift the feet and rock yourselves up to sitting. And let's do some leg pull front. So pull the flesh out from your sitting bones, sit up nice and tall, neutral pelvis. Hands about a hand distance away from the hips, and core really strong. Nice and broad across the collarbones. And let's just bend the elbows and straighten them back. And bend and straighten. And this might be all you want to do. So if you're going to do this, make sure you have really strong shoulders. If you have shoulder issues, this is not your exercise. So find strength in your core and lever your pelvis up and lift one leg up, up and lower. Up, up for the other, and keep alternating. 3 sets. Toes are pointing towards the mat and come all the way back. Okay, so let's do that again. So bend and straighten. Core is really active. Toes are reaching towards the mat here. Up, up. Other side. 2 more sets. Keep breathing. And come on down. Whew. You can always shake out your hands if you need to. My mat is really cushiony, so I think it's getting quite a workout there. Okay, so one more. So activate the core, organize yourself, be long from your sitting bones to the crown of your head. And bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and lift. Lift the leg. 2 more sets. I don't know, let's one more. And come on back. Woo! All right, let's come to all fours. First of all, I'll shake out of the wrists, and then hands are directly under the shoulders. Middle fingers are pretty much parallel to each other. Upper arms are rotating outward, lower arms are rotating inward. Get that sense of a torquing feeling. Staying broad across the collarbones. And let's just do a few cat-cows. So tuck the tail under, around the back, let the head dangle. We're not looking for that later, just for now. And then arching the back, lengthening the spine, dropping the belly, lift the sitting bones, lift the heart, look up. Okay, we want that nice in-between where we're honoring the curves of the spine and yet we're trying to go for a really long spine. So my crown of the head is reaching away from my tailbone, and my tailbone's reaching away from my head. And I'm pressing so far down into the mat that I can feel my shoulder blades suction cupping to the back of my ribs. Once you feel that, you're not winging your shoulder blades, but they're really firmly tucked in, you can step back into plank. Take a breath in, and let's just rock back and forth. And then let's pike the tail way up to the ceiling and walk the hands in on as few movements as possible. Bend the knees. You can either roll up here or come into a chair pose and then press down in to stand up. Coming out of it, you can round down, not the chin, curl the head and round through the rib cage, coming all the way down. Or you can come back into this chair pose and bring the hands down, lift the sitting bones, get that stretch in the back of your legs, and walk forward into your plank position. Good. Take a breath. Grow taller. If you want, you can lift one foot and rock back and forth with the other, drawing the heel towards the mat and then the heel over the toes. Switch sides. Heel to the mat, heel over the toes. Let's bring the foot down and let's come back into that shell shape. You can always make a fist with one hand and the other hand rest your forehead there if you want. Or you can reach your arms out long, get a nice long stretch from your fingers to your tailbone. Okay, so let's come back to all fours. Come back to that nice strong position where your shoulder blades are firmly on your back. Your core is strong, your pelvic floor is pulled in, you're honoring the natural curves, and step back into plank. If you want, you can go into side plank. You can separate your feet and bring your heels over to the left as you lift your right arm up and grow long from feet to head. You can look up at that top hand. And you know you're working when you're wobbling. Okay. So then we can go to the other side. And we'll come back to all fours and come back into that nice relaxing shell shape. If you want, you can separate your knees, keep your feet together, and take a deeper stretch. All right. Let's shake out a little more. Come back to all fours. Reactivate your core. Refine your most aligned body, your best posture. And step back into plank. And just one more time, let's pike up to the ceiling. A nice stretch in the backs of those calves and legs. And walk your hands down as few movements as you can. Roll yourselves to standing or bend your knees and come into chair. And stand tall. Relax your arms. I'm going to come down to the floor. And you can grab your weights here. Let's just do a little bit of weight work. Okay. So I've got 2-pound weights. And I'm standing in a Pilates stance. So my heels are together, my toes are apart, but not a huge amount. I just have I could have like an egg between balls of my feet, okay? So let's take a breath in. And once again, find alignment, find your best posture, and grow tall. And with the palms facing back, let's do some balancing exercise and chest expansion. I'll turn to the side to show you. So you're in your best posture, the ribs aren't flared, right? So they're pulled in and corseted, and you're really strong. So press the arms back, look right, look forward, look left, look forward, and release your arms. And other direction, press back, look left, forward, right, forward, and release. And then if you want to test your balance, lift your heels up as you press back, look, 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 and release. Again. Look, 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 release. And again, look, 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 release. So hugging your legs together like one, and really pressing down through the balls of the big toes to help you with your balance. One more time. All right, good. So back into, we're still in Pilates stance, I'm just turning. Let's just bring the arms up parallel to the floor, relax the shoulders, and let's slowly bring the arms in and slowly bring them out. It's a lot easier to just do it in and out, but you get so much more if you take time. So out for 4, 3, 2, 1, and in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 4, 3, 2, 1, in for 4. Keep breathing. Fill up those side ribs and the back ribs. And let's relax. Okay, let's just draw some little circles with each weight. You can hold on to the ball edge of the barbell if you want, and then just make little circles to come up, no higher than your shoulders, and then down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. Lift your heels up and activate your inner arms. You should feel them working to draw the circles. You want to keep your shoulder blades firmly on your back. You want to keep breathing. One more set. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty, let's separate the feet so that they're in parallel. Just separate the heels so they're in parallel. You still want to have your heels right under your hip points, right under your sits bones. So grow tall once again. Activate your core, and from this long, long supported spine, let's just side bend over to one side. And come on up. And side bend to the other side. Still breathing. Spreading the curve evenly over the whole length of the spine. Don't just let the head hang. So stay supported as if your energy from your core is going up the length of your spine right out through the crown of your head. Oh, okay. All right. So with the Palms facing your thighs on a diagonal. Again, in Pilates stance, hugging thighs together, heels together. Let's take a breath in. Just lift the arms up in a big V shape and slowly lower. Again, no higher than the shoulders. And lifting the heels up and slowly lowering and up and down for a count of 4 and up. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, no white knuckles. 2 more. Okay, so now bring the weights together, holding on pretty much with your thumbs. If you don't have barbells, you'll just have to work it out if you're holding cans or something. Bring the index fingers together, and we're going to just bring this behind the head. So I'm going to just turn to show you. So there's this tendency for everybody to arch the back here and to let the ribs flare. So we don't want that, right? So I'm going to pull it in and refine our best posture. You can drop your chin a bit, but don't jam it into your chest. Remember, keep the neck long. And let's follow the contour of the head and press as if you're pressing a boulder away. And then refine the contour of your head. And add the lifting of the heels. Practice balance. And again. And let's do one more. All right, bring the arms by the side, shake out the shoulders a little bit. Bring the feet back into parallel. And let's sit back into an imaginary chair. Knees pretty much over the ankles, not over the toes, please. So bring the weights up to your shoulders, hug your elbows towards your midline. Don't flare those ribs, and lengthen from tailbone to the crown of your head. And let's just press back. Work those triceps. In for 4, 3, 2, 1, and for 4, 3, 2, 1, and in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it going, keep breathing. Remember to fill up the sides of your ribs, the back of your ribs with breath, but keep the front contained. Let's leave it here. Let's pulse it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up a little bit and pulse in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, okay. Well, I got a good workout. I hope you did too. I hope you had fun with it as well. Bring the heels together, toes apart once again. Let's take a breath in, re-find our best posture and our biggest smile. You did good work. Take a breath in, arms are slightly ahead so you can see them in your peripheral vision as they go all the way around your body. Again, always taking care of yourselves. And lifting the heels up as you circle this arms around you. And breath in. And that concludes this Pilates workout. Hope you had fun. Hope you feel really good and strong and balanced. This is the first of hopefully many videos that I'm going to put out. This was the hardest because it was the first one. So let me know what you think I might change or do. And I'll be happy to listen to your suggestions. And I will look forward to seeing you in person. Take care, be well, and enjoy this gorgeous, gorgeous day.